Have you ever considered starting a business? Now, starting a business might be one of the toughest decisions that people may consider. Now, if you heard about what people talk about business, about 95% of businesses fail within the first 3 years. And if they can make it, you gotta make it past the 5-year mark. Now, the question is, what makes a business fail in this case? Why do most businesses fail after, let's say, 1 year of operations? Because it's a lot of complex parts and they don't teach it in school. Now, I'm gonna go through the superficial part and look at why businesses fail in general, but this may apply to you if you ever plan to start one. This may be a surprise to people, but one of the biggest reasons that is because of their product and service needs to be clarified within a business. You need to be targeting a niche. Now, within a few seconds of looking at a brand or a store, the customer should know what product or service you are offering. Let's say, for example, you go to Costco. Costco built the brand name reputation. When you look at it, when you walk in there, you look at it, they sell products and services in bulk. And you walk into a Walmart, they do the same thing. You walk into a Nike store. What's the first thing you see? Clothing, the brand name, the recognition. Another reason is you need to prepare an effective business plan. When you start a business, everyone prepares a business plan in this case. It is very important you communicate your visions and goals to your team to keep a record of where you stand. Have a good plan will help you guide you through this tough stages and business cycle, like scaling your business. It eventually becomes so big to the point you cannot be running the system by yourself. Now, if you want to take a loan for, let's say, operating a business, you need a business plan. You don't walk in there and you go to your banker and said, it's like, okay, where's your business plan? How do you open this company? If you can't explain it, then you're in trouble. They won't issue a business loan in this case. Now, going through the next step is having enough capital to ensure your business can weather a storm or changes in the market. So you don't end up like, let's say, Sam Bankman-Fried from FTX. Make a lot of money, but if you don't have a rain check, you are in trouble. It is important to take note of current market trends and constantly see what is popular. Like Sam Bankman-Fried, if he weathered the storm through the year, all the investors are pulling out their money from Bitcoin, and now look at Bitcoin now, $70,000 for one Bitcoin, compared to back then was around 30K or less. Another good example will be Blockbuster and Radio Shack. Due to their inability to adapt to a changing market, they filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and their video streaming sites took over the places such as Netflix and Disney Plus in this case. Now, if you pair it with good marketing strategy to reach their customer base, small businesses could learn a lot from their ideas and adapt up to keep up with big corporations and compete in the market. Now, if a small business, let's say, is selling a product, they should often consider their customer first and how they offer them goods and services to the products that they give a lot of value to their customer compared to their competitors. Now, businesses like these should also hire confident salespeople, which is a key part in increasing sales. Unless, like, let's say you're Tesla. If you're Tesla in the case, well, I guess you can just fire a whole entire team. It is also really astounding to how many businesses fail due to inventory mismanagement. Hiring someone like skilled in inventory management or using good inventory management software would be an easy way to mitigate this issue. Now, speaking of management, good management is also very important where you manage your team where everyone's motivated and communication established so everyone can work together to increase their sales. If you work into the team and you have someone who's not performing well, then you gotta look at the reason why they're not performing well. Maybe it's a lack of motivation, maybe lack of pay, maybe they're just having a bad day. But in general, having a team and managing your inventory, you should know what you need to cut costs on, where it can go in to improve, and what you can do to make your business more efficient. Efficiency is one of the keys in running a more successful business, in my opinion. Now, if you look at it, in my opinion, Costco is a very good example to get good deals on buying their products in bulk, and they have a decent quality in their products, having you save money in their process. Their return policy satisfies most of their customer base, even they lose money, and their customer service is great. Although they are quite a big, reputable company, satisfying your customers is important to a thriving business. Now, if you look at businesses' sales report and their balance sheet, most of their money is made from memberships because memberships don't really cost anything. You just issue a membership, people go in there, buy things. They usually lose a little bit of money selling their goods and services, selling in bulk, but the majority of money comes from their membership, just like Amazon Prime. And for example, Google with Google Ads. Now, a really good example of a comeback from a business failure is Apple. Apple's pretty crazy. If you think about what happened back in 2008, everyone knows that one of the most valuable companies in the world with a market cap nearly of $2 trillion and a stock that is soaring above its competitors. Now, how did that comeback happen? While now it is very debatable that Apple still innovates and delivers and offers customers a lot of value, the struggling business was operating at a loss and nearing bankruptcy, which majority of companies do these days. Michael Dell advised decision makers to shut down Apple and return money to their shareholders. But Apple did the opposite because those big investors, they might not always be right in hedge funds. Hedge funds, they're there to make money off of you. And Steve Jobs did ask himself a crucial question: what business are we really in? At first glance, that answer seemed to be clear. You look at Apple. Apple was in the computer business. Now, how can it win back their customers when 97% of all computers in the United States ran Microsoft software? Then you have to move on to somewhere else if you're not good in that category. They realized that regardless of their product's quality, Microsoft was deeply embedded in the market. This was a significant factor in contributing to Apple's financial troubles. If you look at what Jobs said, Jobs then asked himself, what business do they need to be in? Apple decided they need to be focused on connecting their people to their passions, which means phones, to their photos, music, and other, their Apple ecosystem. Now, this is a shift in perspective that helped them avoid one of the top reasons why businesses fail: a lack of flexibility. Think about it. If you and me are a consumer, we like to have options. We hate it when we buy into a product and service and we cannot use all their options. Let's say you buy into like a phone, and a phone you cannot use. Let's say it's not allowed to call, it's not allowed to text. Only thing you're allowed to do is open apps. Maybe get another phone. The only thing you're allowed to do is call, no texting. You want flexibility, and it allows people to buy into your product and service, and it has to be really great compared to this day and age. Now, this insight led to a transformative shift for Apple in the company. The company pivoted into creating a simple, stylish technology that connects people to what they love. After hiring Jobs, Apple formed a partnership with Microsoft, signaling a turnaround for the company. When Apple launched the iMac later that year, they returned to profitability and made a significant impact. Of course, when they did that way, shareholders were coming back in this case. This was followed by the iPod, iTunes, and then the most famous of everybody knows, the iPhone. Their net sales soared, and Apple has continued to innovate ever since. Had Steve Jobs have seen his firing as the end of his career at the company, Apple would not have experienced its revival. Because you think, well, when Jobs got fired, let go, he was the guy who worked on top. He wasn't a guy who was on the bottom working on creating a product and service. And when he came back, he became a product and service creator. And he went back, he experienced a new revelation in that case. Now today, Apple's really in the computer business. Is it really? Because only 10.4% of their business is in computers. The rest is dominated by their iPhone, the iPads, and their Apple Watch sales. Answering the question, why do businesses fail? Because it was crucial for Apple to change direction and become profitable. If success is about innovation and marketing, then you must determine who your customers are. What do they need, and what business are you in? And what business you need to be in. Let's say that you're a computer business, but your computers are not selling. Then you need to change the way you think. Maybe look at that business. You're making computers, it's not selling well. Then you gotta move on to other places. For example, a good one will be EVGA. EVGA was doing graphics cards, and graphics cards were their main sale, and they left it. Now they have to answer the question, what other business do they have to go in so the company doesn't file Chapter 11 bankruptcy? Now, answering these questions to transform your business, as the answers will allow you to change your offerings. As we say, changing your offer, change your business, and change your business, you should also change your life and your mindset when creating a new business. Hey, tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm right. Make sure to click the like button down below and subscribe button. And maybe you have something different, maybe a different idea why businesses fail. Just comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day.